Okay, hello everyone. Am I audible to all of you? Can you please confirm in the chat? Just please give me a confirmation in the chat. Am I audible? Yeah, thank you guys. Okay. Okay, so let's start with our session. I think you have already enrolled for this free course, guys. We are going with this end-to-end ML project implementation. So if you are joining for the first time, let me show you how to do it. So if you just go to our YouTube channel, so here actually you will get this link. Just click here, and in the description section actually you will get this dashboard link. Okay, so let me open this link up. So guys, this is the course link. So from here actually you just need to enroll. Okay, and there is no cost, so you can enroll completely as free. Okay, so for me, I already enrolled this course, so I'm not going to do it. If you haven't done it, so you can do it. So guys, I think you have already enrolled for this course. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. If everything is fine, I think we can start with our session. Okay. Okay, fine. And let me just log in with the uh, dashboard once, and let me show you the resources and everything. It is already upgraded. Just a minute. Prerequisite, I think I already discussed in our introduction session actually. So you just go through that session. Actually, it would be clear. Just a minute. This website is loading. Okay, it's taking time. Can anyone confirm? Are you able to log in with this dashboard? Yes or no? Or it is also showing this message? Okay, so it is showing this message, right? I think there's some issue with the website. Just a minute. Are you having the same issue, guys? Okay, it's logging. It's loading, right? Yeah, so for me also it's loading. I don't know why. Just a minute. Yeah, this is a live class and I'm in different region actually. That's why you can see like different time. Okay, I think some maintenance, I think it's going on. That's why website I'm not able to log in. So what I can do actually, so I can continue with my local system. Okay, then once it is loaded, then I think we can continue there. Okay. So if you just to go through the dashboard, you will see like all the resources, all the video has been updated there. So from there, actually, you can get each and everything. And make sure you have already gone through this particular lecture, guys. So let me show you. So this is the day one introduction to our end-to-end ML project series. So you just need to go through this particular lecture, otherwise you might face some difficulties in this video. Okay, because there actually I already showed all the introduction part, how to do the setup and all, everything I showed you there. Okay, fine. So first of all, let me discuss the agenda, whatever things actually we have covered and what are things actually we are going to cover here. Okay, then I think we can continue. Just a minute, I think I need to share my screen. Yeah. So guys, can you see my screen? Is it visible? My screen is visible, everyone? If yes, please let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay, fine. So let me open my board and let me just write down whatever things actually we have covered. So this is the day 2, and in our day 1 discussion, so we have already seen the project introduction, project introduction, and second, I think I have already discussed something called how to set up the GitHub repository, GitHub repo setup, and third, I think I showed you how to create the project template, and fourth, I have discussed the requirements installation. So there actually we already set up the neural lab. We seen like how to use neural lab and all, neural lab with some uh, python package, python package. All right. So I'm not sure why this website it's not login today, because I already have the neural lab in the website. So if it is working, then I think I can continue. Otherwise, I need to show in my local machine. Yeah. Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, for me also it's loading, because I think there are some maintenance is going on. Okay, that's why it is under process. Okay. Okay, fine, no issue. So we can still continue. No issue with that. Okay. Then once it is up, then we'll move to the neural lab again. All right. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now I think you already have this repository, guys, because here actually I'm committing all of my code. If you don't have, just you can clone from this repository. I have shared the link in the chat. Yeah. Yes, this class is you will also get the recording and all, so you can follow this on your into YouTube channel. Okay, so there actually will get the recording, and you can also log in with the dashboard, which is present in the description section. Fine. Okay. Now let me just write down what are the things actually I'm going to cover today. So today is the day 2. So day 2 I'm going to cover. First of all, I will show you the notebook experiment. Okay, the entire project I will execute on the Jupyter notebook first of all. So I can write notebook experiment, notebook experiment. Then second, I will show you uh, something called project utility. Project utility. Just a minute. Project utility. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about project utility, so here actually three terms comes into picture. First of all, I can discuss something called login, then exceptions, and there is another one called utils module. Utils utils module. Okay, I'll discuss why we need them actually in our end-to-end projects. I'll discuss each and everything. So once it is done, then at the last I will show you the project workflows. Project workflows. Okay, so why project workflows is required? Because as you can see, if you go through our GitHub repository, so here we have already created like so many files and folder, as you can see. Okay, but one question would be in your mind, like which file I need to change first and which file I need to change last, right? Because there's so many file. So from I need to get started with my project implementation. So that is why project workflows is required. So once we got the project workflows, once we got the idea like from where I need to start the projects, then it would be very much easy for you to implement the entire project. Okay, because here we need to maintain all the folder structure, all the folders and file. Okay, and this is very much challenging task here. All right, so that's why I will give you the project workflows, and later on whenever we'll be implementing the component, let's say data ingestion, data validation, then model transformation, model training. Okay, so that time actually it will help you, okay, to understand the code workflows and all everything. Okay, so now what I will do, I'll just quickly clone this repository in my local. Okay, because neural lab I'm not able to log in. So just a minute, I think I can open my local folder. Here I will just create a folder, ml project, and here I think I can clone it. So git clone and paste the link. So guys, you can also clone this particular repository in your system. Then once it is done, just try to redirect to the folder. Okay, so just write cd command and just give the name of the folder. So it is end-to-end ml project. Now I'm inside this particular folder. Okay, now I can see all the files and folder. Now what I will do, I will try to open my VS Code here. So let me close this one, this thing, and let me open it. Yeah, so this is the terminal. I can close this one. Yeah, now I'll just write code space dot. Okay, fine. So the first thing, I think you remember, we need to create the virtual environment, and for this I already shared the command. So you can go to my repository. So here is the command, guys. So this is the command. So I'll just copy, and I just need to execute from my terminal. So I what I can do, I think I already have the environment. Otherwise I can create it. So I can just write ml project, ml project. Yeah, so it will take some time, and it's going to create the environment with the Python version 3.8. Okay, done. Now I'll just activate it. All right, now once it is done, I just need to install the requirements. So I'll copy the last command and I'm going to execute from my terminal. And what is this requirements, what it is, setup.py, everything I have explained in my previous video. Okay, now let me check this website once it is working or not. Yeah, now see, website is up. So what I can do, guys, I can move to my neural lab. I think it would be better. Okay, so those you don't have this neural lab access. Okay, so what you can do, we can continue with your local machine, and if you have the neural lab access, you can continue with the neural lab. Okay, and if you want to take the neural lab access, at least you need to enroll one particular paid course. Okay, then we'll be able to access this particular neural lab from here. Okay, so what I can do, first of all, let me show you the dashboard once. So I'll go to my courses. And from here, this is the course, guys, end-to-end ML projects. And here actually you will see all the resources. Even the assignment and quiz has been also updated. Okay, as you can see, assignment and quiz has been also updated. So what you can do, you can attempt this assignment and quizzes, so you can submit. So if I, let's say, click here, so it will redirect to the assignment page. So there are some question actually you can see, so you can answer this particular question. And if you are not able to answer, no need to worry. Once we complete our 5 days implementation, you will be able to answer all the questions, okay, from your side. Yes, fine. And here actually you will get the resources. Okay, see, if you just click on the resources section, actually here actually you will get the resources. All right, now let me open my neural lab. So I'll just click on the neural lab tab, and here I'll just click on my lab because I already created one particular lab. So I'll just click on my lab, and here this is my lab, guys, I created previously, so which is not ML projects. Now I'll click here. Yeah, so everyone, you can open up your neural lab and you can start coding with me. You can let me know once it is done in the chat. So just a minute, it will first of all launch the instance. See, now I will get this VS Code here. Okay, fine. Now let me see, everything is fine. So I can activate the zoom option. So I'll just click on settings, and here I will search for zoom. And I just need to activate these particular things. Then I think I'll be able to zoom. Yeah. So everything is fine. Now let me take one terminal, and I can close the previous one. Yeah. Okay. Now previously I created one environment here. So let me just activate it. Okay, it is telling could not find the environment. Okay, maybe it has deleted. So what I can do, I can quickly create another environment. I'll copy the same command and I will execute it here. Done. Then let's activate it. Then I will install the requirements. Let me zoom a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I need to go to this particular folder. So I just write cd end-to-end ML projects. Then I can install the requirements. Guys, so far everything is fine. You can let me know uh, any error you are having, or everything is working fine so far. Okay, Neeraj is telling you are getting one error. Maybe you won't be getting because everything is working fine for me. If you have executed the correct command, see, this is the command you need to execute. All right, done. Now let me clear it. Okay. Now I think everything is set up. Now what I can do, first of all, I will show you something called notebook experiment. Let me open this Blackboard. So first thing, I will show you the notebook experiment. So for this, what I need the data. Okay, I need the data, and I need one particular notebook file here. And one thing I just need to mention here, see here, my objective is to show you the end-to-end implementation. Okay, here I'm not creating any good model. Here I'm not implementing any good projects. Okay, so for this, I picked up one particular dataset called wine quality dataset. I think you already saw this data, wine quality data. Okay, and the notebook experiment actually I'm going to do. So here I'm not going to perform lots of EDA tasks, lots of exploratory data analysis tasks. I'm not going to do it because you can do anything. Okay, it's up to you. You can perform lots of EDA part, you can perform lots of feature engineering tasks, you can perform anything here. Okay, but I will just do it uh, like I'll just keep it like very short here. Okay, let's say I'll just load the data, I will do some like pre-processing on top of it, I'll show you like the data quality and all. Then after that I will do the template split, then I'll train the model. Okay, that's how I'll show this notebook experiment part. But here actually you can mention lots of EDA tasks here. Let's say you can do different EDA, different plotting operation, then different let's say feature engineering task. Okay, so I think you have already learned this thing inside machine learning. Yes or no, guys? Let me know in the chat, like how to handle missing values, how to handle categorical values, how to handle imbalanced data set. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat, guys. Can you perform exploratory data analysis on top of any kinds of data? Because I know you have learned this thing. Okay, so far on the notebook experiment, actually you have done this thing, right? Yes. Yeah, but you don't know how to convert that notebook to a end-to-end projects. Yeah. Yeah, fine. So what I can do, first of all, I will load the data. So inside research folder, I will load the data. So I think I already showed you from where actually you can get the data. Just search for wine quality data. Wine quality dataset Kaggle. So from Kaggle itself, you can download the data. Otherwise, what I will do, I will upload the data in my GitHub and I will share with you. Okay, both actually you can use. So this is the dataset link, guys. You just search wine quality data on Google and you will redirect to this page. Okay, from here actually you can download the data. Okay, now what I can do, I already have this data in my local system, so I'll just quickly upload it here. So inside the research folder, I will upload the data. So just right click, and here actually you will see one button called upload. Now click on upload button, and from here I can upload my data. Just a minute, let me just paste the data location. So this is the data, wine quality. This is the data. Now I'll just open it. Now see, guys, it has updated. Now let me just quickly commit the changes in my GitHub, so that actually you can get it from here. So I'll just close it. Then I'll just quickly commit the changes. So let me clear the terminal. So here I'll just write git add, then git commit -m, and here I can give any message. Let's say data added. Okay, now it is asking for this username and email. Okay, I think I already showed you in my previous lecture like how to add this configuration file and all. All right, now what I can do, I'll just copy this command, and here I can add my email address of my GitHub. All right, now let me just copy and execute from the terminal. Then I will also do it for my username. Yeah, it's done. Now if I do commit right now, maybe it should work. Yeah, so it has worked. Now I'll just push the changes. So git push origin main. Now you need to give the permission. Let me just give the permission. Now here actually you just need to give the authentication code. So this is the code you need to copy, and here you need to paste it. Now just give the access. Now it will ask for the password, so let's give the password. Okay, sorry, it's incorrect. Okay, now it is done. Now if I go back, maybe it is committed. Now just refresh the page. Now guys, let me know, are you able to see the data? Yeah, I'll tell you why this schema and params.yaml is needed. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, once we'll do the implementation, at that time I will tell you. No issue with that. All right. And guys, if you don't know, there is another session is going on called ML Ops community session. So here actually, if you don't know like how to use Git and GitHub, how to use Docker, so you can visit this session and you can learn all these things actually, all these tools. So today actually Git has been discussed. So maybe you can go through this session. Then you will get the idea like how to set this GitHub. Okay. Then how to like push the changes, how to pull the changes, what is branch, everything has been discussed there. Fine. Yeah. Okay, now let's take some query. How can, just a minute. Okay, how can all features be on x-axis on features in y-axis while plotting in code? Uh, I'll tell you once I will plot the features on my notebook. I'll tell you how to do it. Okay, and you are asking why this schema YAML and params.yaml is needed. That would be also discussed once we'll do the implementation of our component implementation. At that time, I will tell you. Yep. Dataset wise, I will be using wine quality data. Okay, so this is the basic dataset I picked up just to show you the implementation. So here actually you can pick up any kinds of dataset. It's up to you. Okay. All right. Now let's go back. And here I will create one particular file and I'll just name it as experiment.ipynb. ipynb. And I think you already know ipynb, ipynb is the extension of the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so we have created one Jupyter notebook here. So I'm not going to launch any kinds of Jupyter notebook separately. So what I can do actually in the VS Code itself, I can use Jupyter notebook. Okay, this is the new functionality actually we'll get here. So this is my Jupyter notebook. Now here, what I can do, I can select my environment I have created. Just click here and select your environment. So I have created this environment, ML project. Now let's import some library and test it whether everything is working fine or not. Yeah, everything is working fine for me. So guys, so far everything is fine. It is working for you. Let me know in the chat. If yes, I think I can continue with my implementation. Okay, fine. All right. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to import the pandas libraries because I need to load the data. So let's import the pandas. So I'll just write import pandas as PD. Then I just need to read this particular data. So what I can do, I'll just write PD dot read CSV, and inside that I can give the name. So I'll just copy the name, and here I will just give the name, and I'll store the data. So I can name it as wine. And if you want to see the data, you can write wines.head. Now guys, this is the data set. Okay, so this is the data set and it has some variable, let's say fixed acidity, volatile acidity. Based on that, actually you need to predict the quality of the wine. Okay, now second thing what you can do, you can check some information of the data. So for this, you can just write minds dot. There is a method actually will get inside pandas called info. Okay, just call this info function, and if I execute it, so you will see all the detail about the columns. Okay, so let's say this is the first column called fixed acidity. So here actually we don't have any kinds of null value. Okay, and this is the floating type data. As you can see, float 64. Now that's how you have uh, 11 different columns, and none of them actually has none value. And as you can see, that data type has also mentioned here. Let's say float 64, float 64, and only the quality is like integer data. Okay, because as you can see here, it's 5 6 5 6 like that, but all the data uh, in the format of floating number. Okay, so that's how actually you can get some information of the data set, like what are the columns actually you have, and what is the data type. Okay, and anyone has any kinds of non value or not, you can check it out. Even actually you can see the memory size actually it has used, okay, in your RAM. Now what you can do, you can also print the description of the data. So just write minds dot description, or let's describe. And if I execute, so as you can see, you can see the mean, standard deviation, and this is the minimum, and 20 5% like percentile, then 50% percentile, and 75% percentile. So these are some statistical analysis, statistical score actually you can see about the data. And if you're not able to understand this thing, no issue, I will upload this data set and I will tell you, okay, how we can visualize the data and all. Okay, now let's check we have any non-value or not. So I can just write minds dot is null, and it will give me like true false value. Now if you want to see as a count, so just write sum, and it will tell you like whether you have any missing value or not. So as you can see, this data set is completely fine. There is no missing value, okay, in this data. Now let's plot some of the columns. So for this actually I can use matplotlib. So I'll just import matplotlib. So I'll just write import matplotlib dot pyplot, okay, as plt, sorry, plt. Now what I can do, I can just write my vines uh, object, and here I can plot histogram. So I'll just write hist, and here you can define the bin size. Okay, so I'll just write bins is equal to I can give 50, and figure size I can mention. So I'll just write fig size. So I can give 20 comma 15. Okay, then I can also define the color actually I want to use here. So I'll just write color. Let's take orange color here. Okay, this is the color I'll be using. Now you can write plt dot show, and I think it should plot. These are the columns. Let me check. Okay. See guys, this is the column. Now, can anybody tell me what you can see from this column? Anything you can observe? How can all features be on x-axis and one features on y-axis while plotting? Uh, okay. See that thing actually you can also do. You can use Seaborn or Matplotlib library, and you can plot with respect to that. Yeah. So Manjit is saying some of the feature is skewed. Okay. Because I can consider these features citric acid, I think. So you can see it is. Can anybody tell me it is leftly skewed or rightly skewed? Can anybody tell me this one? Because these are some basics analysis I think you have already learned in machine learning. Left is skewed or right is skewed? Right is skewed, you are telling. Yeah. And if you see, this columns is also fine, this columns is also fine. I can tell like this is normally distributed almost, right? So you can see, you can perform some of the technique to fix this skewed and all. I'm not going to do it. I'll just show you like how we can build this project and all. Okay, this is the entire idea. Yeah. Now to handle this kinds of skewed problem, what we can use? Can anybody tell me? Let's say if you want to handle this kinds of skewed problem, so what you can use? Any method you can remember right now? Log transform. Yes, you can use log transform. That is also better. Tejas. Yeah, log transform. Yeah. And if you just search like how to use log transform. Log transform. Okay. So maybe you will get some blog, or let's say reference. So from there actually you can see the code, like how to do it. They have, I think, already mentioned the code. Let me show you. Log transform. Sklearn. See guys, code has been given here. So you can refer these kinds of code. See, log transform, I think it is already there. Function transformer and log transformer. See, they're using np.log also. So there are different method, actually different technique. Maybe you can use it. In general, one feature can be on the x-axis, right? How can be all the features be x-axis while plotting other than pair plot? See, that thing actually you can also do now. So I told you. So you just go to this one. Let's say if I'm talking about which plot you are talking about, you are talking about pair plot, right? So just search about pair plot. Pair plot, matplotlib. You can write matplotlib. So here actually we'll get the pair plot code, like how to do it. See, this side actually they have different column. This side they have different column. Right? That you can do it. Yeah. Because this is a regression problem statement. Okay, you can like compare like x and y. Okay, x and y, and you can check it out. See, I already told you, na, you have like so many option in the EDA. You can perform anything. I'm not going to show you because my objective is to show you the end-to-end implementation, not the EDA part and all. Because EDA you have done so far, you know that like how to do the EDA, how to do the feature engineering, how to handle missing value, then how to, let's say, like handle these kinds of imbalanced data set. This thing you have already learned. Yes or no, guys? Because the dataset I picked up, this is like very basic dataset. I don't need to perform these many tasks here. If I'm not performing also, if I'm training the model would be fine for me. I know that. Yeah. Okay. Now what I can do, so this is the plot. Actually you can see, you can visualize. Based on that actually you can make a decision, but you need to perform on these kinds of columns and all. Okay. Now let's quickly do the train test split, and let's train one model. So I'll just write from sklearn. I think inside model selection, we have something called train test split. Train, train test split. Okay. So let me import this class now. What I can do, I can separate out my x feature. So I'll just write points. And here, let me first of all show you the data. Points dot head. Now, can anybody tell me what is my x feature and what is my y feature here? Just tell me quickly in the chat. What are the x features and what is my y feature here in this case? I already discussed. Quality is y. Yeah, you are right, Vikash. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to store this quality inside y, because y is my dependent variable, and rest of the columns actually I need to store inside x. Okay, because x is my independent variable. Yeah. Okay. Now let's do it. So what I can do, So I can just write wines dot drop, because I'm going to store all of the features, okay, instead of quality. So I can drop the quality from here. So drop. So here I can mention I want to drop the quality column. So I think I can copy the name quality, and axis should be 1 because I'm going to remove the column here. So axis should be 1. And if you want to remove any rows, so you can give 0 here. Okay, 0 means rows and 1 means columns. Now I want to store y also. So how I can do it? So I'll just write wines dot, or I think I can directly store it quality. Quality. Okay. Now maybe it should work. Now let me check my x. See, now inside x I don't have my quality column. Okay. Now if I show you the y, see, y is the quality. Now everything is fine. Okay. Now what I can do, I can apply my train test split. So first of all, I will store my x train. Then I will store my x test. Then I will store my y train. Then I will store my y test. Then I think I can call this class. So inside that you need to pass your x and y, and you also need to specify the test size. So test size is equal to, let's keep 0.2. That means 20% data I want to keep it for my test. Okay. Then you need to mention another parameter called random state. So you can give any value. So I'll give 42. Yeah. Now let me execute. Now let me show you the shape I got. So let's say this is my x train dot shape. Then I think I can copy x test. Then y train and my y test. Okay. Now see, inside training data, I have 1279 and 11 column. And here is my y train, as you can see. So this number and this number is matching, and this is the test. So here I have 320 rows and 320. That means everything is fine. We can use this data. All right. Now let's import one machine learning algorithm. So let's import something called elastic net. So this should be better than, I think, our linear regression, because elastic net has some more parameter. Can anybody tell me what is the advantage to use elastic net instead of using linear regression? Any idea? Please let me know in the chat. What is the advantage of this elastic net instead of linear regression? Have you heard of this elastic net, guys? Elastic net. Have you heard of regularization concept in machine learning? Elastic net, sklearn. Yeah, L1 and L2 regularization. Yes, you are correct. So this help us to I mean, prevent these kinds of overfitting and underfitting condition. Okay, so that's why we'll be using this elastic net. Yes, yes, Vinit, you are correct. Yeah, it combines both lasso and ridge regression technique. Yes. Okay, you can also go with linear regression. You can also go with, let's say, random forest regressor. It's completely up to you, but I will use this particular model called elastic net. Yeah, and elastic net has some parameter. Okay, as you can see, it has some parameter. It has this alpha value and L1 ratio. Okay, so you can tune these are the parameter as well. So this is the default parameter they are using. Alpha they are using 1.0, and L1 ratio they are using 0.5. You can also change this parameter as per your requirements. First of all, we'll be training with the default parameter. Then later on, you can also fine tune that also. Like, you can change this parameter and you can observe the output. and that thing can be done with the help of mlops tool as well, which we'll be discussing future. Like we will show you like how to integrate mlops tool. Let's say ml flow is there. With the help of ml flow you can do experiment tracking. So you can take different parameter and you can do the different experiment, and you can compare like which model is better, okay, based on the parameter. Yes. Okay, we'll also discuss this part, no issue with that, but this is the basics end-to-end implementation only I'm showing. So in this MLOps community session is going on. So there actually we'll see one particular project. So there actually it would be combined together. Otherwise, we'll also see in a future lecture as well. Fine. Yeah. So now let's import this elastic net. So what I can do, I'll just write from sklearn. It is present inside sklearn, and this is a linear model. So I'll just write linear model and import something called elastic net. Okay, elastic net. So this is the model elastic net. Now let's define one object of elastic net. I can write lr, then I will call this class, and inside that you can mention the alpha value. Let's take alpha is equal to 0.1. This is the default. And let's take l1 ratio. L1 ratio is equal to 0.5. 0.5. Okay, then you can also define the random state. So let's take is 42 default. Now I can fit my data, so I'll just write lr dot fit, and this is my data xtrain, and I have something called ytrain. Now let's feed the model. Okay, it is giving one error, syntax error. Just a minute. Elastic net is fine. L1 ratio. Okay, sorry, it should be comma. Now I think it should work. See, so we have already fit the model. Now what I will do, I will calculate the evaluation metrics. Okay, now can anybody tell me what are the evaluation metrics actually you can use for the regression task? Anyone name some of the like evaluation metrics for the regression task in machine learning? Tell me. Please respond quickly in the chat, so that I can get to know. Okay, Tejas is telling MSc, MAE, R2 score. Yeah, great. So let's pick up MSc, MAE, and R2 score. Okay, and see how evaluation metrics. So what I can do, I can import them from the sklearn. So I'll just write sklearn dot metrics. Metrics is metrics. Then import. First of all, I will import MSc. Okay, that means mean squared error. So squared mean squared error. I think this one, mean squared error. Then I can also import something called mean absolute error. So mean absolute error. Then I can also import something called R2 score. So this is the R2 score. Okay. Then I need also numpy. So I'll just write import numpy as np. So here I'm going to write one function. So I'll just name it as eval metrics. Eval metrics. I can copy the name. So it will take your actual value as well as the predicted value. Then it will give you the metrics. So inside that, what I can do, first of all, I will calculate the uh, root. Instead of calculating mean squared error, I can calculate root mean squared error. Okay, because I will get some smaller number here. So for this, I can use something called np dot square sqrt, and inside that I can mention my mean squared error. So the mean squared error I'm getting, I'm just doing the root operation. Okay, then I'm storing as RMSC, that means root mean squared error. Now inside that I will give my actual and prediction. Fine. Then I will do it for my ME also. That means mean squared error, mean absolute error. Sorry, mean absolute error. So ME. So here I can just call my mean absolute error, and inside that I can give my actual and predicted. Actual and predicted. Okay. Then I think I can calculate my R2 score. So R2 is equal to. So I'll copy this one, and here also I will pass my actual and predicted. Okay. So once it's done, I will just return my score. So return. First of all, I will return my root mean squared error. Then I will return my uh, mean absolute error. Then I will return my R2 score. Okay. So this is the function I have written. Now what I can do, I can do the predict operation. So I'll just write lr dot predict, and I want to predict on top of my test data. Okay. So I have my test data. So x test and my. Okay, sorry. I only need to give x test because it will give you the predicted value. So that predicted value I need to store. So I'll just write predicted value. Okay. So let's do the predict operation. Yeah. Now I'll get my predicted value here. Okay. These are the predicted score I got. Now what I need to do, I need to give it to my eval matrix function. Okay. So I'll just call this function. I'll just call this function, and it will return three things. This root mean squared error, then mean absolute error, and R2 score. So I'll just store it here. And inside this function, I will give my actual value, which is nothing but my y test, and my predicted value. Okay. Now let me execute. Now finally I will get my score. So I think I can print the score. So print. First of all, I will print my root mean squared error. So this is the root mean squared error. Then I will do it for my ME. Then I'll do it for my RT score. Okay. Now see guys, accuracy is not very good. Now still I can consider. Because we need to predict our testing data. Yeah. Y test, y not other variable like x train, y test, y test. Please, can you explain? See, it is already there now. So we already separate out our data. As you can see, x train, y test, y train, y test. Got it? Yeah. Now what we have done, we used x train and y train for the training purpose. Okay, as you can see, we have trained the model here with the help of x train and y train, and we have done the testing operation on the test data set. As you can see, uh, here I have done the prediction operation, x test data set I am using. Then I given my actual and predicted value to my eval matrix function, and it will return these are the metrics like RMSC, MAE, and R2 score. So is it clear guys so far? Yes or no? So far everything is clear, whatever I have done on the notebook experiment. Let me know in the chat. If you have any question, you can ask me guys. I'll be taking a couple of questions, then I think I'll continue. Okay, maybe it is clear. See, it's very simple problem statement I have taken, and this is like very basics analysis I have done on the notebook. Okay, you can also do some complex analysis on top of it. You can do some EDA part, you can do some feature engineering part. It's completely up to you. Fine. I already told you I'm not going to create any good model here. I'm not going to create any good projects. My objective is to show you the end-to-end implementation. Got it? Yeah. Okay, fine. So now I got my score. Now what I can do, guys? Yeah. So this is the notebook experiment you can talk about. See, this is the entire project implementation we have done on the Jupyter notebook. So guys, I think as of now you have learned till this point on the Jupyter notebook implementation. Yes or no? Have you converted this notebook to an end-to-end projects? Anyone here? Let me know. Like, do you have any idea how we can convert this entire Jupyter notebook to an end-to-end implementation? Any idea how to create the pipeline, how to integrate the user app, how to maintain the configuration schema? Anyone done before? Okay, so through my video you have done. Okay, so we have already taken I think I have already created some of the video. Maybe you have watched that particular video. Okay, great. No issue. So if you haven't done, no issue with that, because we are here 5 days to implement this thing only, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Now what I can do, guys, I can go to my next agenda. So notebook experiment we have done. Now let's do the project utility setup. So what is project utility? I already told you. We need to write logging, exception, and utils model. Okay. And what is this logging, exception, and utils model? Why it is required? I'll tell you. So for this, what I can do, first of all, I will commit these are the changes so that actually you can get the code. So let me just quickly commit the changes. Yeah, I think I can take the terminal. This is my terminal and I will commit the changes. Now git commit. Notebook added. See, it's done now. If you visit, and you will see my notebook here. Inside research, uh, I have the notebook. See, experiment.ipynb. Okay. All right. Now let me clear. And what I can do, I can close these at the tab, I think. Now, the first thing what I need to do, I need to write my, let me open my board. I need to write my logging function, okay, inside project utility. So what is logging, guys? Can anybody tell me any idea what is logging? Why we need login? Let me give you one basics idea, like how this logging works. Okay, so for this, just open your src folder. Okay, then inside that you have something called ml project. Just open this particular folder, and inside that, can you see one constructor file? Okay, so this constructor file I will utilize to write my logging functionality. There is another like way to do it. What you can do, you can create another folder called login. Okay, inside that actually you can write the login. It is also fine. But why I'll be creating here, there is a difference between them. Okay, so first of all, let's try with this function. So inside that I will create another folder called login. Okay, login. And inside login I will create one constructor file. I'll just name it as underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot py. Okay, now inside that let's write my login functionality. So yeah, so for this, first of all, let's import some of the libraries. So first of all, I will import OS. Then I need system. Then I need something called Python inbuilt logging. Okay, with this Python inbuilt logging, I will be creating my custom logging. Okay, so the first thing I need to define my logging string. So what I can do, I'll just write logging string. So str. So logging string wise, so this is the logging string I already prepared. Let me show you. So this is the default logging string I always use in my any kinds of projects. Okay, I'll tell you how it will work. So first of all, it will save the time, okay, the current timestamp and current date. Actually, you are executing your code. then it will save the label name. Means like what particular label actually you are running. Let's say if you're running the code from the root folder, it will give you the root. Then it will give you the module name, like which module you are running the code, and it will give you the message, okay, like what kinds of log message actually you want to save. So this information actually it will save inside the log folder. Now first of all, I need to create one log folder here, so I can just write log directory and I can name it as logs. Fine. Then what I need to do, I need to create one log file inside that. So I'll just write log file path equal to I can use os.path.join method, and inside that I can combine them. First of all, I need to give the folder location. Inside the folder, I want to create the log file, and the log file name I will just give it as running underscore log dot log. Okay, this is the extension of the log file. Now once it is done, I need to create it, so I can use os dot make directories dirs. Okay, so inside that you need to first of all create the directories, so log directories, sorry, log directories. Okay, now you need to give this parameter exist okay is equal to true. If it is not available, then it will create, otherwise it won't be creating. So once it is done, now I need to define my login string. So here I'll just write login. So this is the login dot basic info, or I think it is basic config. Inside that, first of all, I need to define the label. It should be label. Label. So label wise, it should be information. Okay, information related log. So I'll just copy this log and I'll just call this info. It should be info. I think info. Logging.info. Then I need to also specify the format of the login. So format equal to uh, this is the login string I define. Format. Then I also need to give one parameter called handler. So inside handler, I'll define two kinds of handler. One is my stream handler, and another is my file handler. Okay, I'll tell you what is stream handler and what is file handler. Both I will discuss. So first of all, I will call logging dot file handler. So inside that, I'll give my logging path. Then I need to specify my uh, stream handler. So I'll just call it logging dot. There is another function you will get called stream handler. Inside that, you need to give sys dot st out, std out. Everything is fine. Now I think I can define my logger object. So I'll just write logger and login dot get logger. Get logger, sorry, it should be get logger. And inside that, I can mention my logging name. So in this case, I can give this name ML project logger. You can give any kinds of name. It's up to you. Okay. Now let's first of all execute this file and try to understand what is happening. So for this, what I can do, I can use this main.py. I think it should be better. Okay. Now here, what I can do, I think I can import the logging here. So first of all, I'll just write from src, because logging inside my src. So I'll just call src dot ml project. Then inside that, I have logging. Sorry. Then import logger. Okay, because this is the logger object I have defined. Okay, this logger object I have imported. Now what I can do, I'll just write logger dot info. Okay, logger dot info. Now you can give any kinds of message. Let's say I will give this is our This is our custom log. This is our custom log. Okay, so this is the message I have given. Now let's say if I execute this particular file. Okay, so I'll open my terminal and I'll clear it, and I'll just write python main.py. Now see guys, what will happen? See, can you see one message on the terminal? Can you see one message on the terminal also? See, it is also showing the log on the terminal because we have written two kinds of handler. One is like file handler, another is like stream handler. So with the help of the stream handler, you can see the log on the terminal. Okay, as you can see, first of all, it has extracted our current timestamp with the date. Okay, this is the current timestamp with the date, and it is telling this is the information related log, and this is running from main.py. As you can see, I am executing the main.py file. Okay, inside that, this is the message I have given. This is our custom log. Okay, see, this is our custom log. Okay, and left hand side simultaneously you can see it has created another folder called logs. Inside logs it has created one particular file called running log.log. Now if I open it, now see, same information it has also saved here with the help of this file handler. Is it clear guys? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. What is the difference between file handler and what is the difference between stream handler? Is it clear? Please let me know in the chat guys if you have understood this logging. Uh, Sir, do you have any other YouTube channel? Yes, I have one YouTube channel. You just search with DS with Bappi, will get my YouTube channel. Let me show you. So this is my YouTube channel. This is my channel. How can we reach to create the environment again if we move out from it? So you can run the same thing. You can run these are the command. So first of all, you need to create the environment. You can activate it. Then you can do the requirement installation setup. File handler is related to the dataset, and stream handler is related to the exact issue we got on the timestamp. No, it's not exactly like that. See, this is the difference. With the help of file handler, it has created this log folder, okay, on your machine itself, as you can see. Then inside that, it has also created this log file. And if I open the log file, I can see the log here. But let's say you want to also observe the log from the terminal itself. That can be also possible with the help of this stream handler. Because whatever output you are getting from your code, with the help of system, that means this is the system package you are using, and you are using sdt out. Okay, that means system out you are printing on the terminal. That's it. Clear? Because Kumar, you are asking this question, I think you are clear with this thing. Okay, now see, I have written the logging inside this ML project. There actually I created one particular folder called login. Inside that I created this logging functionality. Okay, inside the constructor file. And how I'm importing this thing? I'm importing from src dot ml projects, because as you can see I have another folder called ml projects dot login. Okay, because as you can see I have another folder called login. Then import my logger object. Import my logger object. Okay, so this is like very bigger import operation I am doing. Can I make it as short? What do you think? Can I make it as short? Let's say if I just write from src import logging logger, can I do it? If you have the idea of this constructor file, I think you will be able to answer this question. Let's copy the same code. I'll copy the same code, and what I can do, instead of using this login, okay, instead of using this logging folder, I can use this src constructor file. Let's open this src. Inside that I have ml project. Okay, now inside that I have something called this constructor file. I think it is outside of the src. Let me see. Src inside ml project. Yeah, I think this is the constructor file. Okay, now I'll open it and I will paste this code here. I'll paste this code here. Okay, now what I will do, instead of writing this many operation, I'll just write from src. Yeah, so from src, or I can directly do like that from ml project. I won't even write src. I'll just write ml project, ml proj. From I think ml proj we have already set up. just a minute. Yeah, it should be ML project. This is the folder name. ML ML project ML project, and I can write logger import logger. Now maybe it should work. So what I can do, I can execute again this main.py. Python main.py. See guys, it has worked. Now let's remove it. Okay, I'll delete this log folder, delete permanently. Now see guys, how I have imported and how I'm running this code. Now let me clear. And if I execute my python main.py, is it working? Still it is working. You can see the log. Even it has also created the log folder. Inside that it has created this log file. Now if I open it, the same log I can see. Okay. Now which approach you like? Uh, Creating the logging file inside the ML projects or directly using the constructor file? Okay. Just to do the import operation easy. Which one you prefer, guys? Whatever you will prefer, I will use that particular code. You can let me know in the chat. This one is more like easy to use, or the previous experiment I did? Which one? Please guys reply in the chat first. Simpler approach is better. Yeah. So then I will go ahead with the simpler approach. Okay. Instead of using the previous one, I think that should be better, right? I have shown you my, like both way of writing logging. Now you can use any of them. It's up to you. Okay. It's completely up to you. Yeah. Now what I can do then, I can delete this log file then. It is not required because you told me to use the simple one. So I'll just remove it, delete permanently. Okay. And now I think everything is fine. Let me open it. Yeah. So everything is fine. Yeah. Now see, if I also change the log message here, let's say I'll just write, my name is Bappi. If I again execute, now it has also, see, saved my last log, and this is the time. Okay, this is the current time, and it is also showing on the terminal. Fine. Now I will be using this logging functionality in my each and every component whenever I will be writing, because see, whenever you are writing end-to-end projects, okay, you just need to track your project also, like whether every stage is running fine or not. Okay, perfectly it is running or not. If you are having an exception, so that you can also visualize that, you can also see that what is the exception is going on in your code. Because whenever you will do the deployment, there actually won't be getting this kinds of terminal. You won't be getting this kinds of terminal to like check your logs and all. So there what you need to do, you need to download this log file. Okay, then you need to check what kinds of issue you are having in the production server. Okay, so that's why we write this kinds of logging functionality in our end-to-end projects. Maybe it is clear right now. Fine. Okay, now let me close. Now I'll go to the second one. Let me open my board. uh, Now I'll go to the exception. See, exception I'm not going to write separately, because I'm going to use something called box package in Python. So I'll be using something called box exception. Okay, instead of writing exception separately, I'll tell you how to do it. So exception I skip as of now. Then let's write the utility module. Okay, what is utility module? I'll tell you. So first of all, let me write the utility module. So for this, but first of all, what I need to do, I need to commit the changes. So I'll just write git add, then git commit -m logger edit, then git push origin main. So it has been pushed right now, so you can pull the changes from your side. Okay, now let's write our utility. So in the src folder inside ml project, you can see one file folder I have created called utils. Okay, now inside that I have one particular file called commons.py. Now let me open it up. Now inside that you need to write the utility related function. Okay, what is utility related function? See, sometimes what happens actually whenever you are trying to implement any kinds of end-to-end projects, so you'll be using some function frequently, okay, in your code. Let's say I am using something called config.yaml file here. Then I am also using something called schema schema.yaml. Okay, so these kinds of YAML file I'm using. Now let's say I want to read this YAML file. So what I need to use, guys? Tell me. I think you remember we installed one particular package. Just open up the requirement.txt file. Do you remember this one? PyYAML. So with the help of PyYAML, actually, we usually read these kinds of YAML file. Okay. Now, how to read YAML file? Now, if you search on Google, let's say I'll just write how to read YAML file. YAML file uh, with PyYAML. PyYAML package. Okay, so let's search it and you will see some of the code here. So let's open it up and see, guys, that's how actually we can load any kinds of YAML file. Okay, now see, instead of hard coding this instead of hard coding this code inside our component, what I can do, I can create a separate function. Can I create it? Because here we are doing modular coding. Okay, we are using class concept, right? So instead of writing this thing again and again inside my code, what I can do, I can create one function separately, and whenever I need that, I can call the function from my file itself. Can I do it? Okay, so that's why this utility comes into picture. So what utility says actually, so whatever function actually you will be using frequently, okay, frequently in your code. So instead of creating them, okay, in the every component, what you can do, you just create one utility. Okay, utils folder. Inside that, just create one file called common. Okay, you can create anything utils.py also you can create, but I have created common.py because these are the common function I'll be using. So inside that, I will be mentioning these are the related code. Let's say I want to read YAML file. So here I can create one function called read YAML, read underscore YAML. Okay, so let's say this is the function, and this function, whenever I need it, I can import from my common.py itself. Okay, now you can also use something called write YAML. Let's say you want to write some of the YAML file, so you can also create this function here, write YAML. You can also create another function called load object. Let's say you want to load any kinds of model, you can load this with the help of this load object method. Then you can also create another function called save object. Okay, so these kinds of functionality you can keep inside utility. Okay, that means commons.py. So why not put all the utils function inside the main construction? Just like, look, see why we are not doing it, because we are just making our code readability. Let's say if you're sharing this code with someone else, so what will happen that time? So let me show you. See, so see, logging, actually you can keep it here, because logging wise, nobody will like look for the logging functionality you have written, but they will look into the utility part, like the commons utility you have mentioned in your code. That thing, actually they will look into it. And if you are not writing this thing separately, so what will happen, actually they won't be finding this part. Okay, they will confuse sometimes, like why you have mentioned this kinds of logging functionality. Okay, that's why we are just creating a separate folder called utils, and inside that we are mentioning these are the part. Okay, instead of keeping inside the constructor file, you can also keep inside constructor file, no issue with that. Got it? See, coding, it's completely up to you. The way actually you want to design, you can do it. Okay, there is no restriction rule you can follow. It's not like that I'm implementing in that way, you should also implement in that way. If you have some better option, if you have some better understanding, if you have some better concept, you can do it. You are feel free to do it. Even what you can do, you can pull the changes here. See what you can do, you can pull the request, pull the, like, you can say edit request. So if you have added some good functionality, I'll go through it, and if it is fine, then I will merge it with my code. No issue with that. You can do the collaboration with my repository, no issue with that. Fine. I want to see like everyone is doing different things, so that you can make the understand. All right, now see, I'll open this common.py, and inside that, whatever commons functionality I'll be using in throughout my entire projects, those are the thing I will mention inside this common.py. So after building model and before deployment, we need to convert to web app. After building the model before the deployment, yes, you are right. Before the deployment, we need to convert our entire projects to the web app. Web app is required because user will give some data and they will get some prediction, right? For this, app is required. So we'll no issue. We'll also create the web app. I have the template. I'll show you how to do it. We'll be using Flask for that. Okay. Now let's mention our commons utility I'll be using throughout this project. So first of all, I have already written the commons I will be using throughout this project. Let me just copy paste. See guys, these are the commons functionality I'll be using throughout this entire implementation. See, the first function I'm using something called read YAML file. And why I'm using read YAML file, guys? Tell me. I think you already understand why I'm using this read YAML function. Why, guys? Tell me quickly. Tell me. Just see the project architecture, folder structure, and tell me why I'm using this read YAML function. Why it is required? Please reply first in the chat. Because of this config YAML and schema YAML, okay? Because we are using YAML file, right? And if I want to use YAML file, I need this read YAML function. And see, with the help of this YAML, okay, YAML library, because we have already installed the YAML library. As you can see, PyYAML we have already installed. There actually I have imported YAML. And with the help of YAML, as you can see, YAML.saveload. I think I already showed you how to read YAML file. See, they are also using YAML.saveload. So see, coding is very easy. Just search. If you need anything, let's say you want to load YAML file, you want to load JSON file, just search like how to load JSON file. See the code, how people are doing. Copy paste the code and make a function on top of it. That's it. Okay, you don't need to write the code from your side. Everything is available over internet. What you just need to do, you just need to use them and make your own code. Got it? You can also take the help from the chat GPT. Let's say I will open the chat GPT here. Okay, I'll open the chat GPT. Now here you can give the prompt. Let's say I need a Python code to load YAML file. Now see, if I give this prompt, ChatGPT also will give me the code. See, it is also telling how to install PyYAML and all. Now see, this is the code ChatGPT has given me. Okay. Now let's say if I need function kinds of code. Okay, I need a function. So what I can do, I'll just write I need a function. Okay, I need a function in Python. Now if you give this prompt, see, now it will convert this code to a functional programming. See, now what you can do, you can copy paste this code and you can use it. Got it? So that's how I created this function. Okay, read YAML function. And that's how I'm loading the YAML file. Once YAML file is loaded, I'm just returning the YAML file as a config box object. Okay, now I'll tell you what is config box. Okay, why it is required. As you can see, I already imported config box. From box, import config box. And here I already installed config box. As you can see, Python box. Okay, so this is the new package actually I was exploring, and I thought let's also integrate with the project so that you can learn one particular new things with the implementation. Okay, there is a reason actually I'm using this Python box, because it will make your life very easy to actually maintain these kinds of configuration file and all. Okay, I'll tell you how this config box is working. Now as you can see, this function return type is config box. Okay, now see, this is the return type of the config box. Whatever content I'm getting from the YAML file, I'm just returning as a config box. That's it. Then I need create directories. Okay, why I need create directories? Because in future I'll be also creating some of the directories. Let's say I'll be creating artifacts. Inside artifacts, let's say I am ingesting the data. Okay, I'm ingesting the data from some particular URL. I also need to save the data in my local. So instead of saving them directly in my root folder, what I can do, I can create a like folder. Let's say I created artifact folder. Inside artifact, I'll be creating another particular folder called data ingestion, and inside that I can save my CSV file. Got it? So that's why I need this create directories function, because with the help of that I can create any kinds of directories. You just need to give the path to the directories, like what kinds of path actually you want to create, what kinds of directory you want to create. Only you just need to provide the name. Got it? And it will automatically create for you. Now let's say you want to save any JSON file, you can do it. So whenever I'll be do the model evaluation, at the time I will save the metrics. At the time I'll be using this function. Then let's say if you have some binary file you want to load it, you can use this function. Let's say if you have some like if you want to load any binary file, you can use this function. Let's say if you want to check any kinds of file size, you can use this function. That's how you can write lots of function, whatever function actually you will be using frequently in your code. Okay, some extra function maybe I'm using here, maybe you can remove them, otherwise you can keep them. Okay, and if you need anything you can add it here, it's up to you. Okay, and one thing I think you have observed, I'm using something called ensure annotation. Okay, there is one decorator I'm using called ensure annotation. Why this ensure annotation is required? See, I'm also importing ensure from ensure annotation, and this thing I already installed here. See, ensure. Okay, there is another reason I'm using ensure annotation, because uh, I observed this problem actually everyone faces actually whenever they implement something. So to prevent this kinds of issue, I will be using this ensure annotation. I'll tell you what is it is why it is required. Now guys, let me know this utility part is clear, yes or no? Why we need the utility in the project implementation? What is the use of the utility? Is it clear? Please let me know in the chat. So then I will be explaining config box and ensure annotation, why I'm using here. Okay, fine. Now first of all, let's discuss something called this config box. Okay, why I need this config box? So for this, what I can do, I can use this notebook, okay, trials.ipynb. So inside research folder, I created another notebook file called trials.ipynb. Let's open this one. Now here I will select my environment I created, ML project. Now first of all, let's check it whether everything is working or not. So I can import OS. Yeah, it is working. Okay, let me zoom a little bit. Yeah. Now, first of all, let's understand what is this Python config box. Config config box. So let me give you one demo. So here let's define one dictionary. So I'll just write d is equal to, so in dictionary actually what are the things actually you have something called key. Okay, so the first thing you have something called key. With respect to that you have something called value. Let's say I have value, and what I can do, I can write key one. Let's say this is my key one and this is my value one. Okay, and here I can take another key value pair. So I'll just write key 2, and let's say I have another value. I can consider as value 1, value 2, value 2. Okay, so this is my dictionary. Now let's say I want to extract this value 1. Now what I need to do, guys? What is the syntax I need to write? If I want to take any kinds of value from the dictionary, what is the syntax I need to write here? Please let me know in the chat, guys. Please write down. I think you know dictionary in Python, how to extract the value from the dictionary. Please guys, let me know in the chat. Okay. Okay, Tejas is telling, he's telling like that. So let's write it down D. Inside that I need to give the key 1. Key 1. If I execute, see, it is working fine. It is working fine. Okay, see, it is working fine. And Vinith, you are telling, see, Vinith is telling like that. So I need to write D dot values. This will also work on, sorry, D dot items, I think, D dot items. See, it will also work, but I think it will give me object. Okay, see, it is also not working. But this method is fine. Okay, I'm getting this value 1. Now let's say I want to extract value 2. Then what I need to give? Tell me. Let's say I want to extract a value 2. Then what I need to give? Please let me know. Yeah, Tejas is given. See, he has given this thing key 2. Key 2. Now see, I'm getting value 2. Okay, that means this method is fine. I'm not going to use this method. This is not correct. Now see, I'm getting value 2. Now let's say instead of giving this kinds of operation, let's say I want to give like that. I'll just write dot d dot key 1. Will it work? Can anybody tell me? D dot key 1. I'm not giving like that. I'm not giving inside the list. I'm just giving directly this key. Will it work? Please let me know. No. What about others, guys? Please respond in the chat. Will it work? What do you think? Vinith is telling no. Okay, fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's execute. Okay, and see. Okay, so you are telling it will work. Okay, let's see whether it is working or not. Uh, it is working. What is the error you are having? It is telling did object no attribute key 1. But although we have this key 1 here, but the syntax is you need to use this syntax, okay, instead of this syntax. Okay, this is the default dictionary syntax you need to use. You can't use this syntax. But which one is like more easy to use, this one or this one? What do you feel like? Because if I want to use this one, I need to write some extra, like I need to give some extra effort. I need to give this quotation inside that. Again, I need to mention key 2. Again, I need to close the bracket and all. So which one looks good, guys? This one or this one? Tell me. First one or second one? Which one looks good? Which one like looks more easy to you? Tell me. Second one. Okay, fine. What about others, guys? Second one. Okay. Okay. Now see, if you're preferring second one, now let's do it. If it is not working, no issue with that. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. So for this, what I can do, I can use something called box. Okay, Python box. See, I already installed this box. As you can see, Python box. Now I just need to import it. So what I can do, I'll just write form box import config box. Okay, so this is the config box I imported. Okay, no module. Okay, so it should be box. Sorry, box. Okay, now what I will do, I'll create another dictionary. Let's say d2, and now instead of creating the dictionary directly, what I can give, I can give this dictionary inside this config box class. Okay, now I'll copy the same dictionary. I'll copy the same dictionary and I'll give inside config box. Okay, now once I have given this one, now it will return me the dictionary. And see, this is the type. Now if I check the type of my d1, see, it is a Python dict type of d1. I think it was d only. Type of d, see, it is dict. And if I check the type of d1, type of d2, sorry, type of d2, so this is config box. Okay, this is config box type, but it's a dictionary only. Now let's say if I give this same code, I'll copy the same code, and now instead of d, I will give d2 and key 1. Now if I execute it, is it working now? Okay, now I can also get my second value, so key 2. Got it, guys? So that's why actually this config box works. Okay, so if you want to manage your configuration file, because in future I will be managing this configuration file. As you can see, config.yaml, inside that will be mentioning all of the configuration. And that configuration, if you are using this YAML loader, okay, so inside common, as you can see, I'm using YAML loader, safe load. So basically it will return you as a Python simple dictionary format. Okay, and that dictionary format I'm just converting to config box. Why? Because I want to access these are the value like that. Okay, instead of giving like that, I want to access like that. Is it clear? Is it clear, this config box, guys? Yes or no? Why we are using config box instead of using dictionary directly? Just to access our value in a easy way. Clear, guys? If it is clear, just write clear in the chat. Please let me know. Fine. Okay. Now let's comes to the second one, uh, called ensure annotation. Okay, why I need this ensure annotation? Okay, now let's discuss this thing. See, every on top of every function I have given this ensure annotation decorator. Okay, see, ensure annotation decorator, decorator, decorator. Okay, now let's discuss why this ensure annotation is required. So for this, I will give another demo. So here I can give a comment ensure annotation, ensure annotation demo. So for this, let's create one function. Okay, I will create one basic Python function called get product. Okay, so it will give me some product of a two number. Okay, so I can give get product, get product. Now it will accept your x, yeah, like two numbers. So let's define the first number as x, and let's say it will only accept integer kinds of number. Okay, it will only accept integer number. That's why I have given also data type, it should be integer number. Then I can also give something called y should be also integer. Okay, now the return type, like the function will return the product, it will be also integer. So I can mention like that, it should be also integer. Now inside that I can return x multiply by y. Okay, so this is the function, let's say I have defined. Now what I can do, I can call this function. Okay, I can call this function, and inside that I can give x is equal to 2, and let's say y is equal to let's say I'll give 3. Now if I execute, see, it is working fine, it is giving 6. Is it correct? 2 multiplied by 3, it is 6. Okay, now what I will do, I'll copy the same code and I'll paste it here. Now let's say instead of giving 3 as an integer, if I give as a string, now will it work, guys? Can anybody tell me? Because here you have defined the data type as integer, but here I have given as a string. Will it work? Please reply me in the chat first. Will it work? What do you think? Like, okay, this is okay. You are telling 3 3. See, this is the output. See, if I execute, uh, see, it is giving 3 3. But what you have mentioned here, you have mentioned the input user is giving, it should be only integer. You have mentioned the data type as well, but still I'm able to give string data as well. Still I'm able to give string data. Now tell me, this function is working fine with respect to your requirement, or it is a like wrong function you are using? Because see, whenever you are writing a tons of code, and if you do this kinds of mistake, okay, and if you're not getting proper output, you will go mad, like what is happening in my code. I have mentioned data type as integer, but still I'm able to give string as a data type, and I'm able to get the output. I'll go mad at that time, right? But can I prevent these kinds of issue? Can I prevent? Yes, we can prevent with the help of ensure annotation. Okay, now how to do it? For this, I'll copy the same function. Okay, I'll copy the same function and I'll paste it here. Now here, I'll first of all import the ensure annotation. So to import it, just write for ensure import ensure annotation. Okay, now only one particular things actually you need to do. Just call this class and just write it as a decorator on top of the function. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let me execute. Now if I call this, or I can call this one. Now see, first one will work fine, it will give me 6. Now let's say if I want to execute the second one right now, I will give string as input. Now what will happen? See, it is throwing error, ensure error. It is telling argument y of type class string to function does not match the annotation type class integer. It is telling, it is, you have mentioned integer type data, but you are trying to give string data. That's why it's not working. It is giving ensure error. Now tell me, guys, which function is better? This function is better, or this function is better to write a efficient code? Which is better, you feel like? Bug free function, which one is good, second one or first one? Second one. Now tell me, this library helps you or not to prevent this kinds of small issue? That's how actually you can write production grade code actually. Okay, there should not be any bugs. Got it? So is it clear, guys, this ensure annotation, why we need ensure annotation? Please let me know in the chat. Write it down. Is it clear or not? Fine. Okay. Now let me see. I have any other topic to discuss today or not. Yes, project workflows I need to discuss. Okay, so we have already discussed the project utility. We have discussed login, exception, utils, and module. See, exception I didn't told you. Exception wise, see, I'm using box exception. As you can see, I have imported box exception, box value error, and everywhere I have used this particular value error. See here, except box value error. So basically, it will raise the exception with the help of this box exception. Okay, that's why I didn't write any kinds of custom exception for this. So what you can do, you can write another, you can create another folder. Inside that, you can write your custom exception. No issue with that. Or either you can use this one. Okay, I feel like this one is better because I don't need to write so much of code because it is already integrated with the box module. Got it? That's why exception is not required. So this is called our project utility. Okay, so inside project utility we have seen like how to create login, how to mention exception, and how to create the utils, that means commons functionality in our project. That's it. Now let me commit the changes so that you can also try by yourself. So I'll just write git add, then git commit. I can just keep the commit message, utils added, and git push. Done. Now let me clear. Okay, the now last thing I will be discussing the project workflows. Okay, now one question in your mind, like there are so many folders and file. Now from where I need to start the project implementation? Okay, because just try to understand this part, because this thing will help me. This thing will help you tomorrow to understand the project implementation, because tomorrow I'm going to start with the component implementation. Okay, at that time you need this thing. Fine. So let me show you. I already prepared the project workflows I'll be using here. Just a minute. Mm, yeah, so this is the workflows. So maybe here I can mention it. See, so this is the workflows. So first thing, I need to upgrade something called config.yaml file. As you can see inside config, I have one file called config.yaml. So this file, first of all, I'll be update at the very first. I'll tell you what is this config, why it is required. Tomorrow I'll be discussing this thing. As of now, just consider, first of all, we need to update the config.yaml file. Okay. Once it is done, I need to update the schema.yaml file. Okay. When I need to update the schema.yaml file, whenever I will be creating the model training part, at that time I will be updating the schema.yaml file. I will tell you. Then need to upgrade something called params.yaml. Okay, so as you can see here, I have another file called params.yaml. So this is also required whenever you will be initializing the model. So what are the models actually we have, guys, in our project? I think I showed you one implementation on my Jupyter notebook. So which model I was using? I was using ElasticNet model. And how many parameter I was using in that model, guys? Tell me quickly. ElasticNet. How many parameter I was using? Three parameter, as you can see, alpha, L1 ratio, and random state. So instead of hard code them, what you can do, you can keep them inside params.yaml, so that later on, whenever you want to change this parameter, you don't need to open the code. You can only open the params.yaml file, and there you can upgrade, and all the uh, changes would be automatically done on top of your code. Okay, that's why we'll be organizing these are the files and folder like that. Okay, now once it is done, I need to upgrade something called entity. Okay, as you can see inside ML project, I have entity. Okay, I'll tell you what is entity, what is config entity, I'll discuss tomorrow. Then I need to update my configuration manager inside src config. See, inside src, I have another config folder. Inside that, I have configuration.py. So here we'll be writing all the configuration manager. Okay, so what is configuration manager? Again, I'll be discussing tomorrow itself. Okay, then I need to upgrade the component. See, once you like updated the configuration, then you need to come to the component folder. Okay, here you need to create the component. Let's say first of all we'll be starting with the data ingestion. So we'll be creating the data ingestion file. Then once data ingestion is prepared, we'll be creating data validation, data transformation, model training, model evaluation. Okay, that's how we'll be writing our components one by one. Once component is ready, then I'll need to upgrade the pipeline. As you can see inside that, I have another pipeline folder. Here I'll be writing my training pipeline as well as my prediction pipeline. Once pipeline is updated, I need to upgrade my main.py. As you can see, main.py should be my endpoint. That means my root file. That file, if I trigger, it will like execute my training pipeline. Okay, and at the very last, I will be updating my app.py. App.py will contain my front end part. Let's say my API part, whatever things actually you want to integrate, you can integrate inside app.py. So app.py will contain your training trigger as well as the prediction trigger. Both it will contain, and that part actually I will combine with the Flask. So you will get one beautiful user interface. From there, actually you can start the training as well as you can do the model prediction as well. Both you can do. Okay, so this is the entire project workflows we'll be using. These nine workflows, as you can see. So if we have these workflows, so it would be very much easy for us to implement the entire projects. Okay, now you have the idea like which file you need to change first, which file you need to change last. Got it? Yes or no, guys? This workflows is clear? Please let me know. Okay, so yes guys, this is the today's discussion. Actually I just wanted to show you in the day 2. Now tomorrow actually we'll be starting with our components. So tomorrow maybe I'm going to discuss data ingestion, data validation, and data transformation part. I'll tell you how to do it and how to organize these are the folders and file. Now if you have any question guys, you can ask me in the chat. I'll be taking one by one. Anyone having any question, you can ask me. Please ask me in the chat. Any question guys? uh, why do we require prediction pipeline? Okay, now let's say you have created training pipeline and this is completely fine. You can trigger the training pipeline. You will get the trained model after doing the model training and all. But let's say if you want to predict something on top of the trained model, how to do it? There actually I also need to create a prediction pipeline. Now first of all, user what kinds of data user will give? User will give raw data, these kinds of data. If I show you the CSV file, this kinds of raw data user will put me, and this kinds of data I need to process. How I process inside my training pipeline, the same thing I need to also do it my prediction pipeline. Then I'll be predicting something, the score I'm getting. Let's say I'm getting the quality of the wine. That quality of the wine I need to show in front of the user. For this prediction pipeline is required. Got it, Vinit? Any other question? Okay, so far guys, how was the explanation? How was the session? You can let me know in the chat. Did you like it? It was helpful? How was the session, guys? Yes, definitely it is helpful for the data science. Okay, we are doing the projects in the like field of data science only, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for your good feedback, and please join tomorrow's session. Tomorrow, actually, we are going to start with the component implementation. Then, two more session would be there. We'll be completing the entire projects. Okay, till the deployment and everything, and I will show you the CI/CD deployment, how to do it and all. and how to create our custom instance. Everything I will tell you there. Yes, guys. Thank you. Okay. So yes, guys, this is all from my side, and all the resources should be updated in your dashboard. Okay. Once this uh, session is over, you will get everything in your dashboard. And this is the repository, guys. Here actually I'm committing all the changes. Maybe I forget to commit our last part, so let me commit quickly. So I'll just write git add, then git commit. Just a minute. Git commit, workflows added, workflows added, then git push origin main. Now see, this is the repository, guys. I'm again sharing in the chat, and you can clone all the code from here. Okay. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining the session. And if you like this particular session, please subscribe to the channel and please share this video with your friends and family. You can see uh, this is the course, guys. Let me show you. This is the course. If you just visit our iNeuron website, and here you will get the course section, and here you will get something called community program. So here actually you will get something called ML ops, and this is the end-to-end implementation project, guys. And here actually you will get the share button. Okay, so here actually you can share this code with your social media, okay, so that people can also learn this kinds of implementation. And guys, if you don't know, we are also launching another ML ops actually end-to-end industry ready project batch. So let me show you also that batch. So if I click on the bootcamp, maybe data science project, see, this is the course, guys. So here actually we are going to cover like industry ready data science projects. Here we have 5 projects. As you can see, we have 5 different projects from each and every domain. Let's say we have machine learning, we have deep learning, we have computer vision, we have NLP, and we have generative AI. And with that actually we have also integrated ML ops tool, like how to, okay, sorry, screen is not visible. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, now I think it is visible. I'll give the link in the chat. You can check it out. See, this is the link. So this is the guys course. The name of the course is MLOps Production Ready Data Science Projects, and it is starting from like 27th January. So course duration is 4 to 5 weeks. 3 days will be completing one particular projects, and this is the timing of the course. And as you can see, this is the syllabus. So here actually we'll see 5 different projects from each and every domain. So this is the project from the machine learning, this is from deep learning, this is for computer vision, and this is from NLP, and this is from generative AI. And with that actually we'll also see like we have integrated different MLOps tool. Let's say evidently, then Docker, then we have also MLflow, Bento ML. Everything will be integrating together, and we'll be implementing these kinds of industry ready projects. Okay, so here is the course description. You can check it out. And the course mentor would be Krish sir is there, Sudhanshu sir is there, Sunny Sabita sir is also there, and me would be also there. Okay, so you can go through this particular course if you have liked it. If you are interested learning ML ops integration with these kinds of end-to-end projects, production ready projects, maybe you can enroll for this course. And this will help you to get a good job, because nowadays industries are looking for good projects on your resume. So if you can complete these 5 projects, maybe you can mention them on your resume. It's a good project implementation. Okay, when I'm cloning a repo, a new folder inside the same folder is getting generated. Yes, because as you can see, this is the repository name, and this should be the folder would be created. Okay, so what you can do, instead of creating a new folder, you can directly clone this one. So it will only have one particular folder, and inside that you will see all the files and folder. Okay, so thank you guys for joining the session. With that, thank you guys. uh, Good night everyone. Take care. Bye everyone. Bye.